That is the best way to kick off the next game that we have coming up for you guys in just a second. I'm just Kaplan, once again joined by the lovely, I'm not calling you lovely anymore because you're not that lovely anymore. Your facial hair's grown back. You looked better when you were freshly shaven. I'm disappointed in you, Dogbert.
No, you see, I look like a child without facial hair, and I've decided that I'm going to get a full Chuck Norris beard for the next offline final.
Just realized I can't see Twitch chat, so let me switch that back. Then hit this button, and then bam! All right, let's take you in a game here. We have Epsilon going up against Fnatic in the grand finals, a rematch of last week's games we saw in the grand finals. We're gonna have Fnatic over on the US side and Epsilon over on the Russian side. So early we do see actually Balu heading down through underpass, going straight into this A flag.
Yeah, Horrick getting a kill there. 2 kills actually. Was that 3? No, 2 kills already. So Epsilon looking pretty good, but everything around A has just been cleared here. So Unfix has pretty much a clear route. Bleed obviously starting early for Epsilon, getting that B capture, but Fnatic really didn't put much effort into that flag. Interesting start from both teams, but that A is going to go over to Fnatic quite early.
And we did actually have this game, last time these two teams met on Zapad actually as well last week, and it was 31 tickets for Fnatic winning out the first, a 2-0 streak, but winning out the first map. And I wonder if we're going to see the same thing happen, or if Epsilon have obviously worked on quite a few things here. We're going to see C contested here by Epsilon. Looks like they're looking to cap it over, but Unfix, yeah, something to say about it as well as more as he rushes straight in, well, to his death though. So many grenades being thrown in there, and they will just rush in and get the revive as well. They will have control of the lower part of it. But there's a lot of men up above them here. As you just see one man drop down, they picks up the kill. Marsu does go down to Unfix, and looks like he'll pick up a second one as well. And that has secured C as well as B. They're going to get a tri-cap here, and Valo now in a 1-on-2 position. If he can hold on to that, they might be get a lot of tickets built up for themselves. It's too easy out now. Going to go rush to the rescue here. Going to spot the first man out, and he will get taken down as well.
Yeah, Epsilon here really can't get that A flag at all, even if they go for random spawns. But it looks like that's what they're going to try and do. I thought they would try and rush in for that C, and I think they have baited quite a rotation out of Fnatic here, probably expecting everything on C, but looks like they were correct actually. Epsilon just trying to get every door they can, and there you go, there's the push in for them, and that's 2 kills early, and it's just Morty, and he goes down, and that's just too easy left on the map, and that's a 2-man defense on B here, and you can see just on the tabletop exactly what Epsilon want here. They want this B and C hold, and with too easy going down, that's what they're going to get.
Yes, they are indeed here. As you see Fnatic get respawns back towards the A flag here. Not going to be in a position to really push towards B or C just yet, but Unfix trying to spot the one man out. We do have Drunks, unfortunately, get taken down here. And they just, unfortunately, aren't able to get C back. But they still have a ticket lead at the moment, though that is actually dwindling very, very fast here as Mort going to push in through outside. A is being capped over by David. And it looks like he actually have it neutralized before he does get any sort of action over towards his right side. Actually, they're not even going to contest it. They're going to let that one go. They're not even going to rush in there.
Yeah,
I don't know what's happening.
They're kind of caught off guard by that capture. And that's the A flag in a nutshell. Really is just... It's annoying to have at times because you don't want to have to leave a man to defend it, and you know it's constantly going to be attacked here. And yeah, that's why that happens quite a lot. You kind of don't want it, but you need it because you don't want the bleed to be a trip cap. I mean, it's just, but there you go. Look at that spawn for Fnatic. Really what they needed at this point, right below that B flag. Very rare to see it, but there you go. Epsilon now going to have to do something big because they lost out on A, and they haven't even got any pressure on B now, and they're stuck at C once again. Yeah,
so great job by Fnatic. They're currently down in tickets, but looking to start taking them bit by bit here. As you see Mort get taken down from, I believe that was Horrick off to the side. But they have enough men there at B to defend against it. They have 2 more there. They're being attacked with 2. And it looks like they're going to notice that rotate, or notice that they're currently capping B right as they actually get taken down. So Alu unfortunately died. Now they want to push on a C here, and they're going to go for a squeeze move, but Drunks gets taken down too quickly, and they just lost control of B and C. This is not the Fnatic that I expected coming into this game.
No, but I think this is a map Epsilon have been putting a lot of practice into. They know exactly what they should expect here from Fnatic, and I think that's rocket launchers coming in now. Not too sure who from, but that's what they need. But there you go, look at this. Fnatic mass spawns around C, and it's just Asterix left, and Epsilon already giving up that C flag and making a push onto A, but they need to spawn in on Marsu, I think, and there you go, there's a spawn already. Probably make that a second one in a bit, because they know that B's probably going to be attacked soon, but look at those random spawns for Fnatic right above A. That's why that flag is so hard to hold.
And Drunks will get his feet shot off of him and get taken down right there with that A flag. And that will be David picking up and securing it. And now they're losing control of C yet again. This is, again, not what I expected out of Fnatic. I expected them to be the stronger team, considering how easily they won last week in the grand finals, and yet they're being picked apart here. 102 to 70 tickets. They are dropping very fast here as the tri-cap's held against it, but they're trying to counter it. They're trying to go for a push on a C here, and it looks like Drunks might have opened it up, though. Duke has something to say about it. Drunks below, does get the kill onto him, and has held it.
Yeah, Duke PT is just a monster there, waiting for his time to pop down and gets it. Horik here getting a lovely kill in the middle of the map. I think he took down Too Easy and Valutaja, and with that, stopped any counterattack on that C flag and really putting the ball back into Fnatic's court. So what are you going to do now? Because every time they push on C or B, they just don't seem to hold it for very long. And yeah, look, Horik doing that role of pinning someone down and making them think that A pusher is coming, and those kills are just coming in for Epsilon whenever they need them.
Yes, they are, and you can take a look at that. 27 to 40 in kills in favor of Fnatic. And I mean, I hope you can enlighten me, but honestly, I have no idea what's happening to Fnatic right now. They are just not looking like the team that we've seen them to be. They are just falling by the wayside, dying constantly, and they just can't seem to get a foothold in this map.
Yeah, but at the same time, Epsilon just got wiped on C. That's definitely what is needed, and now Epsilon really kind of getting bullied into the B flag and not going to get out of it. They need to wipe out Too Easy and Unfixed quick because reinforcements of more is coming in. But I think that spawn in the middle of the map is going to be the key one here. David 2K, more and more people are going to spawn on him here, and if Drunks can finish this off, this will be what they need, but otherwise this capture is going to go over.
Oh, he gets it!
Wow! That's huge!
Picks up 3 major kills, and now Fnatic they're going to get the tri-cap for themselves. They're going to lose control of A here in just a few seconds, but that was what they needed to really get their foot back in this game. They finally have a 2-1 hold. They finally have the position that they maybe need here, but they are still losing out on a couple of these 1v1s. But still down 30 tickets right now, only 40 remaining. It's going to be tough to fight their way back from.
Yeah, they've got, before they go behind in tickets, they have probably one push left on about C, so they need to get the kills. There's Drunks going down, able to repeat his performance, but Duke PT, the big killer for Epsilon, going down on the outside here. It looks like Fnatic are just holding this flag as long as they can, really.
Well, Valor will be taken down, sitting inside of the tank. And Fix looking to hold on, will eventually drop as well here. So it looks like C will be capped over, and Fnatic have no response. Too Easy, the last man standing inside of his squad. And he's going straight for a push on A here. He will be able to get it. But Fnatic are struggling right now. I mean,
Keep an
one
eye
person
on
who has a positive KDA is Unfix at 13-9.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just always in good positions, I always find. But this push here on B is probably going to be the key one in the game. Because if Fnatic can steal this flag and then get the rotation here and then push into C, that's what they want. They need to do it. It's only Valutaja left here. This is going to be a close one. That nades. That's brutal. That is it. That is it. They need to spawn on Too Easy. Last guy up. Look at those spawns coming in on them. This is it. Epsilon can either take A or C, but Fnatic need B. They need C immediately.
Yes, they do. And down to 18 tickets now. 53 remaining for Epsilon here. You see the push coming out A. Too Easy, fortunately, doesn't connect to the shots. And Drunks will go spot him out. Will be able to pick up the kill and get that little bit of a pinch move going on. But now Horik is taking his chances here in the push. He'll eventually fall as well. So Fnatic, honestly, I think they might be able to claw their way back in this one. At least, you know, minimize the damage before they get into the second half.
Yeah, and either way, both teams here aren't going to take away many tickets into the next round. And Epsilon here doing what they can, but look at Fnatic's line of defense here, all the way from A down to C, and with that another wipe at C, this is just not looking good at all for Epsilon. I expect spawns above A. I think Fnatic are probably aware of it, so they'll probably try and either push B, or I think they're going to go for an unorthodox one here, try and hold this C and A. Difficult to do, but there's not much time left.
There's not much indeed. It's 27 to 15 now, and we're seeing Epsilon take a little bit of, well, a lot of time to push in towards any of the flags right now, as we do have, I believe that's going to be Drunks. Yeah, we watch the backside of A. But look at this, the push coming on C. Unfixed is not even going to spot them coming in from the underpass, but he actually will turn the last second. And we'll drop either way. Drunks last man standing out, and it looks like Epsilon will be able to take this one home here with somewhat of a decent lead. I was just taking a look at chat. They're saying talk bad about Drunks on stream.
Yeah, not impressed by his performance in this game. But yeah, Epsilon doing what they need here, but they're not going to get what I would say is a significant lead going into the next round. 19 tickets maybe, but let's not count Fnatic out here. They squad bomb as much as they can into C here. They could get the capture, but they need to get the kills as quick as possible. Asterix, the last guy around, there's 4 rounds. This is all down to that, and there you go. Complete wipe from Fnatic, but they had no choice but to just run in there, and 17 tickets.
I will say this, Drunks, like you said, didn't perform that well the entire map, but he had that one moment that got them the lead cut down tremendously. That triple kill he got in the lower half of C completely gave them so many more tickets. That could have been like 50-0 or 60-0, but because of that, they got a tri-cap and they were able to hold on and really, chip away at it. 17 tickets is the difference now, and that's a lot more likely to be turned around now into the second half.
Yeah, 17. Respectable score. At least they didn't lose on their map. So with that being said, that's good. But 17 tickets against a team like Fnatic, definitely not the kind of lead you would definitely want coming into the next round. So there we go. So 17 tickets. Let's see what we can get.
What's too easy talking about there?
I don't know. I think he's just mad. Too easy. I used to teach him Battlefield 2 because he was really bad back in the day when he used to play for Epsilon. He came to me one night on IRC and asked, Dog, but how are you so good at BF2? I would only like in my later life to be as half as good as you, and as good looking, and as charismatic, and have that amazing northern voice. And, he's almost there, but...
Pretty sure you're talking bullshit right now.
Well, he realised at LAN, but he wasn't quite the man I am, and he ended up crying for it.
Yeah,
so,
I know you're talking bullshit now.
Well, one of those things happened. I'll leave it up to chat to work out which, but...
the northern voice part.
Yeah, I think so. So, yeah, there we go. But now that Fnatic are probably going to be playing on the, I'd say, harder side, you can see Morty running with the ACWR, and he'll be taking the engineer kit, and he'll be looking to blow open that C flag as quick as he can. That wall will come down, and I think that means we're going to see some early pressure on that C flag.
All right, well, let's see what's going to happen here. We do have Epsilon now over on the US side, and Fnatic obviously over on the Russian. They're sending 3 men, potentially 4, towards this B flag. It looks like Rowley's going to split off here and actually want to tag along with him to see if he can pick up any of these kills in middle, because they will be rotating through here and will get shot at. I doesn't see the man that was there against him. You see the rockets just flying in front of his face here. And he's expecting him to be in underpass. He's going to switch up, head towards C, it looks like. And there should be a man outside, right there, as he does pick up the kill. And that is a 2-1 hold in favor of Fnatic so far.
Yeah, you'd see TQPT already down on that B flag, though. He gets taken out quite early by Too Easy and Unfixed, and the early pressure for Valutalja here coming in the middle of the map. Oh, they got shot down hard by David 2K. And Horik here, if he completes this one, and he does, that opens up that A flag for a capture now, and you can see him running for it. Meanwhile, Fnatic really getting pinned down at B by just a 2-man Epsilon squad.
Yeah, they are, and Unfixed. I'm still unable to pick up the kill just yet here. Asterix doing a great job of really holding on, but they kind of bypass it. They get the kills eventually, and they rush straight towards C here. So they're going to have a B2C hold. This is the hold that they like to have. But the real question is, how long can they hold on to it? Because Asterix, he's barreling down on this flag. He wants to take it. And he wants to secure this back over to Epsilon and get them here a lead. Remember, 19 tickets is that threshold. Sorry, 17 tickets is that threshold. And Asterix does pick up that nice kill into the push into C. It looks like they will take it back here, but they just completely walked over Fnatic. I really have no words to describe how that went.
Yeah, more importantly, right now, they just got lost out of B as well. This is Fnatic. If they get wiped out, and they do, that's a clean wipe, Jason. There's no one left from Fnatic, and that's going to be a trip cap for Epsilon. Wow, that's painful.
That is a terrible sign for Fnatic, because they had BC. They had everyone up. But Epsilon just overwhelmed the hell out of them and completely capitalized off of it. And now they're getting the tri-cap. They're getting a lot of tickets built up for themselves as they finally even things out. They're going to lose control of A here. But again, Fnatic, they are just not the team that we've seen previously. Last week, they were completely different.
I think there's been a lot of practice between then, and Epsilon did win the last go for against Fnatic. So, they have been practicing for these kind of games, and they know what they expect. And Asterix actually the last guy at C here. Multi was spawning on him, but they're completely surrounded here, and I think that might be it. And Fnatic finally get some revenge on that C flag, and once again, Epsilon getting, like, exiled to the B flag.
Yeah, and Now we're going to have an A and C hold here. And Horik will win out in a 1v1 trade against Mort over at that A flag here. So Twizy going to be forced to go back here. And Twizy has to get this kill. He really does. He needs to hold on to this A flag here. He seems spraying away, even got a nade in there. And he will get taken down. So A's going to be capped over. And it looks like they're all going to focus in on C as well. So Fnatic are just getting destroyed.
Yeah, they're not having much fun in this game. And this is Epsilon's pick, so you'd expect them to have what they need for it. And it's still a fight to see, though, and if this one does go wrong, though, I don't see how they're going to recover anytime soon. And there you go, another wipe at C, and Epsilon just seem to have that C flag firmly in control, and that bleed, not massive. I mean, the bleed is in effect, but we're still talking about a game where really Epsilon are only ahead by about 20 or so tickets, so it's not completely over for Fnatic, but they need to stop getting wiped like that. That's just hard to watch.
Yeah, they do, and Epsilon are building a lot of momentum right now. We can see 30 kills to the 20, so 10 kill advantage at this point. Are looking to lengthen that lead a little bit further. But they have a tri-cap, and Fnatic are not able to respond to it. Obviously, we're going to be going to another map after this, since this is the first one of the series, and it would be on on Parasol Storm. And that map, obviously, we've seen Fnatic on it a little bit earlier on today. They didn't look great, but actually, we didn't see them on today. I thought we did for some reason. That was actually Epsilon playing on that one, where they didn't look great, unfortunately, on it. So even if Epsilon do win this one, we could potentially see that map 3 coming in.
Yeah, but Fnatic set up pretty well for a defense on C here. You see Duke waiting for the spawns, he gets them, and now it's a 2-on-4, but with Drunks hanging around on the outside, maybe he's looking for a repeat performance of before, but no, going to go for that A flag. Good decision by him. Probably not going to win a 5v1, but Epsilon not pausing at C at all, going straight for B, and Fnatic really need to hold this B flag.
Looks like Drunks will secure A here, and B flag hold, just like you were saying, that it's needed at Fnatic. Twizy and Unfix will both go down. And they unfortunately won't maintain control of it here. And now Drunks, nice kill onto Asterix, are going to go for a push potentially on C, but they're only 2 men. Yeah,
they need to do something quick here. That initial tickets from previous round are going to start becoming an issue for them now, but it all comes down to C, because they just don't seem to be having much success here at all. And as I say that, they break through eventually, taking down Horik, Asterix, and GPT, but you got to think it may be just a lull before Epsilon get another good counterattack going, and it does look like Asterix are probably going to push that A flag as quick as he can, being on the spawn.
It's been a battle of the retakes in this one, and Epsilon have been winning out more so than Fnatic. But both teams have proven that they're able to do it. Drunks gets 2 kills, but eventually gets taken down. And the last man in the squad for a split second there was Unfixed. 61, 59 tickets are remaining. Remember, if Fnatic drop below 17, they will have lost out on this first map, and I believe lost out on their first map so far in all of the cups. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, on the new start, obviously, in Go4 they've had a bit of a harder time, but in the ESL 1 stuff, they've definitely not been defeated yet, but they're coming dangerously close to it right now, as Epsilon just seem to be 1 step ahead of them on this map, really, and Marsu got to play safe here, because he's the only one up, and he goes down, that opens up B, and Epsilon don't want to have to run the risk of being stuck up at A again, but look at that spawn, very rare to see this one. Horik and David 2K spawn right in the bottom side of that map, and that C flag is wide open. They probably think it's defended, but it's open, and now Fnatic, with that little time, have managed to get around it, but now it looks like they're the ones having to attack the flag if they have.
And great job by Epsilon. Well, luckily for them, they get that random spawn towards the C flag, which they will be able to pick up. We'll see actually Duke come around towards B flag, and I wonder if he can win this 1v1. Because that would open up the cap. He just swap the man out, gets the kill as well. And that will be B, potentially, with the respawns coming in and another kill coming in. They will have that BC hold yet again. And it's pretty much up to this. Like, this is the Fnatic's last push. If they die on this one, it's going to be it.
Yeah, pretty much. And they need to be very, very solid on this push. But you see those nades came in, really gave them a time to pause and really think about what they're going to do here. They want to hit it just from many angles possible. I don't think they want to rush through at the bottom here, but yeah, there's a trade probably favouring a bit better for Fnatic, but it's a 1v1 up top with Marsu and Balutaja. That might save them, but Marsu here, if he gets this one-on-one, it's just pretty much going to be it.
I think it definitely is, because they have the 2 caps still here. As they're down to already 22 tickets, they have 3 people dead, 4 As you see Valo get taken down, and that is definitely going to be it here. Even with A being capped over, we will see Epsilon pick up the first map in this series, and that would take us over now to Parasol Storm as our second map of the day. And we've seen Epsilon on it once. They struggled against PKD though.
They did indeed, and I was trying to work out how much that was to do with Epsilon kind of maybe being too cocky. Because I really felt that at the start they did everything well and they got the flags and they just seemed completely dominant. And we were saying, you know, this is looking very one-sided. Then Planet Key were able to come back quite decisively. So I'd be interesting to see how they're going to take it against a team that they know is going to be dangerous from the outset in Fnatic.
Well, we will find out here in just a few. And Epsilon looking to, well, win their first cup of the season so far. And I'm obviously going to find out if they can do it on Parasol Storm. But, you know, what's your thoughts on that map between these two teams in terms of, you know, we see Epsilon like we mentioned before. Fnatic, we've seen them before. We saw them just last week where they won against, oh, no, it wasn't last week. Sorry, that was a different team. No, yeah, it was. My bad. Wow, I'm getting mixed up with my own paper that I have in front of me. Against Power Gym where they won with 120 tickets.
Yeah, this will be an interesting one because Parasol Storm is a map I've seen Fnatic do some insane victories on, like just ticket-wise, just get that control of the buildings, get the flags, and then no one seems to be able to get out of that kind of like hold from the top. And if Fnatic can do that against Epsilon in this current state of the game with the Ace 52 and Scar being taken out, I would be impressed. But I really feel that Epsilon are going to make this into a kind of grueling fight. And, you know, I even could see Epsilon taking a 2-0 here. I
think it's very possible. I really do, and we will find out here in just a few minutes as we do make our way over to Parasol Storm. But in terms of just the aim alone, I feel like Epsilon's been able to do that a lot better. And when it comes down to holding the building control, I feel like they can, you know, probably win those out. Especially when you have, you know, I think it was only Drunks was the only person on the side of Fnatic who actually won anything that was bigger than a 1v1. That 1v3 pulled off at C, and it comes down if you can do that. If you can leave one, if you could trust one man to hold on to C and take down two people, like that frees up so many more resources to actually push into these other flags and hold onto them. Yeah, definitely. And I think the fight, what I'm going to be interesting is seeing how much these teams are going to go for that A flag, because you're starting to see a shift towards more playing for the B in buildings and just kind of not really focusing too much on A. But it'll be interesting. We usually see either a 2-man push or a 1-man push to A from both teams. So, and a lot more pressure, like kind of right down the middle of the map, where you see all the explosive barrels and the kind of upward walk into the buildings. Now, a lot of teams like to put at least 2 people down there, really just to get an idea of what the composition of the push is at B and how many they're going to have to come up against. But some teams just totally even forget about C and just rush that B as much as possible, get that initial wipe, and then just dictate whatever flags they want from then on out. Yeah, very true. And looks like both teams just opening up and getting into the lobby here. Some people might have slower computers than others. I guess I'm actually kind of surprised that this computer here is faster than some of the players, but we should be getting that restart here in just a few seconds. And Talbert, I want to hear a prediction out of you. I want to hear an exact ticket prediction out of you on who's going to win this one. You know what? I'm going to go with Epsilon 2-0 here. I would like to see this game. No, ticket prediction. Oh. A what? Ticket prediction. What's Epsilon going to win the first half with? Oh, let's go with 10 tickets. Really? That low? I don't think it will be a large margin, and I think Fnatic will do quite well in the second one, but I think Fnatic... no, you know what? I'm going to go with Fnatic on this, and I got a feeling that Epsilon will look good at first, and slowly but surely Fnatic will take this map and win by 20 to 15 tickets. Really? In the first round, and then they'll probably win about 30 to 40 in the next. I think Epsilon are going to take it with about 50. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I've decided I'll throw my hat in, but at least for this map. Now I think of past results and how they do. I can't actually. My chat's not working, so if you can be my guest and. Oh no, we just also won Epsilon, so I can't actually tell them to start. I was trying to say why aren't we restarted yet, but that is exactly why here. But Obviously, guys at home, you can obviously get involved within this. If you feel like you can beat some of these teams, you can always participate. You can try your hand at Versus. You can try your hand at the Go For series that we have every weekend, and even try to get in through here through the A series. Just check out at Battlefield ESL or head over to facebook.com/BattlefieldESL, and you'll be able to look at it or get more information about it, as well as you can also follow me and Dogbert on Twitter at jkaplan and at DinatasDogbert. And you can always hear us talking about Battlefield action, as well as when we do these shows. You'll see us tweet the link about it, and also mention the teams that are playing that one. But right now, just waiting on the last man, waiting on Duke to reconnect here. Hopefully it won't take too long, or else I might get a little angry.
Yeah.
And no one likes when I'm angry.
Interesting. I'm really trying to think of any players, especially in the last map, who I thought did particularly well. And I couldn't really pick anyone out. I kind of feel that everyone kind of did their jobs particularly good.
I think Asterix actually performed really well.
He plays a very sneaky role, and he does very well with it. But on the whole, I think with Epsilon back in the day, obviously you used to just see like Mayak and Duke getting all the kills and maybe a lot of the glory and attention. But really, with this new lineup, I kind of feel that they're probably the most well-rounded they've ever been.
I know why Mayak got a lot of attention, but I don't think it was because of his kills.
Wow. Yeah, David hates it when anyone brings up the Mayak stuff because he completely obviously likes the guy a lot, so doesn't like it when anyone takes any shots at him. But it's just too easy not to do. What are you
talking about?
Oh well,
take shots at him. What?
Oh, I take shots at Epsilon all the time about Mayak.
Did you just call Mayak a cheater?
No, not at all.
It sounds like you kind of just did.
No one's ever called Mayak a cheater.
But anyways,
it's never happened. Everyone's very respectful in the BFC.
Oh yeah, just like in every gaming community out there.
Well, my question's been answered on how serious everyone's going to take that A flag. Fnatic with a 3-man push on it against what I predicted in a 1-man push from David. He gets down quite quickly, but Bleed is going to start immediately for Fnatic, and I kind of like this. But they are going to have struggle getting that building control back, but at least they got the bleed.
Yes, they do indeed here, as you have the harder of the 2 flags to penetrate. B flag captured by Epsilon. And you see Asterix already propped up and ready in the building. Duke going to get some control in the south one as well. And you see both teams really not pushing anywhere just yet. I mean, Fnatic's kind of just taking their time to even remotely think about heading towards this B flag.
Yeah, it's at least for them, they got the building control, so I mean, it works out better for them there. And there you go, they get the kill on Drunks. That opens up the C flag as well. To be honest, this is quite good for Epsilon, but it's all about how they spot. They haven't spotted spawn yet from Too Easy and Valutaja, and that's going to hurt them, especially if Marsu here doesn't notice he's about to be taken from a push on this building. So eventually they work it out, but man, Epsilon just seemed a bit confused here.
Yeah, they do. And right now, we're actually tagging along with Valu as he's attacking onto the C flag here. And looks like he will be able to pull it off, turns around, and she spots the man out, gets the kill. And Epsilon they're like, oops, well, we lost A, we lost C, let's hit B. Oh, we lost him at B, so let's just wait for respawns now. As they do get tri-capped here in Fnatic, we're going to start to build up a little bit of a lead here. As we do see, it's 135 to 126 tickets. Mouth is moving faster than my brain. It's the other way around. And Epsilon right now, I mean, a little bit unexpected in my opinion. I expected them to start stronger in this game, but I mean, considering the momentum they got off of that first map victory, they have to be excited and they have to be pumped up in their camp. Yeah,
but if you can't get the kills, you can't get the kills, and Unfix stopping that 1-man push on A, and I think it's just Drunks, Valutaja, sorry, sitting over at C, and if he can hold this push, then Fnatic are going to be looking pretty. There's the spawns. They were holding those, waiting for where the action was going to happen, and Auric now having to be very, very careful. And you know what? Epsilon are not getting much offense going in this one. They're just getting stuck on B.
Yeah, they really are, and it looks like there's going to be 1 man defeated onto A, Unfix. We see a 2-man squad of Drunks and Mort push in towards this B flag, and Drunks Well, he's not going to be contested at all as he gets on top of this B flag here. We might see that Tri-Cap come back yet again here as we're seeing Too Easy and Valu hold on to this push coming into the top. So there's 4 men that committed there. We'll eventually pick up quite a few there. And Epsilon finally picking up a lot of needed kills. B will be defended and C will be capped back over here. So Fnatic will be into a ticket bleed, but they built up a nice lead here, about 40 tickets.
Yeah, and important kill there from Morty, and this is going to open up a possible push on B. You can see Unfix is already giving up at A and going to go for C. But Value Charge are pushing on B. This is looking really good for Fnatic. They've got a bit of a buffer here, about 35 tickets, and they need to keep this going, really. Just keep it bleeding their half as long as they can.
Alright, well now Valu will get that cap on a B here. We'll pick up another kill as well. He's currently sitting at 4 and 2 in kills. And it's also 16 to 17 kills overall between the two teams. Just to say that it does even up here, but Epsilon looks like Asterix going to try to defend on a C here. He did a fantastic job in the last game defending multiple flags. Having a little bit of a tougher time here this time, as we'll have Duke respawn in on top of him as well. So they will maintain this hold, or maintain this push. But they still don't have any other flags. They're loose out on B as they try to push into it. And Duke, I believe, picked up a kill towards one man towards his A flag and is going to rush straight in for it.
Yeah, watching Master in the middle of the map picking up a beautiful kill on Drunks and possibly opening up a push on this B flag. Multi was spawning on Too Easy, but very awkward positions for them. Very, very open, and Drunks is the only one who got the spawn off him, and he might be able to keep this hope alive that B could be retaken, but I kind of feel that they kind of don't really care anymore as they want that C flag, I feel. But we'll have to wait and see. Fnatic are playing very aggressive, and like I said, they do have a lot of tickets to play with here, so they can afford it.
They definitely can. Currently with a 50 ticket lead now. I was right about the 50, just on the wrong team so far. And Epsilon will go for a pushback on a C. Asterix going to be up against Unfixed. The picks up this kill. This is going to determine who's going to gain or maintain control over here, and it will be Unfixed securing that one. And that will be C and A not capped over. And this is Fnatic expected to come out in the first map on Zavad, but they just did not show up.
Yeah, I'm more interested on Epsilon here. They're making some questionable movements around the map and kind of leaving themselves open to being caught out. And there you go, 3-man wipe at B, and now Epsilon really struggling to impose their will on Fnatic. They just seem to be taking flags at will here. And there you go, David 2K just getting shut down by Unfixed pushing that C. And these are the spawns Epsilon do not want. Far away from flags and with a possibility of being caught out as they spawn by Fnatic.
Yeah, this is very worrying. If you're a Fnatic fan or even a Fnatic player right now, because they are just, or sorry, I mean Epsilon, because they are just completely getting destroyed right now. As we're going to see finally C capped over by David here, but it's a little bit just too late because there's a 70 ticket difference between these two teams. Valu though, last man alive will get respawns on top of them, so they will actually lose out on that tri-cap and get a 2-1 against them. But they've proven already in this map before that they can take these back so damn quickly that Epsilon really doesn't have time to react.
Yeah, Epsilon gonna have their last chance really to bleed off a load of tickets from Fnatic. David 2K by himself against two Fnatic players and doesn't make an impact at all, just gets taken out, and I kind of feel that Horrocks the only one who can do anything right now. They've got the kills and they're holding B, but if they lose C, then this is pretty much just the end of the map, I feel.
Looks like they will lose on C as well. They're committing so many resources, so many respawns, but they're just dying left and right here. Fnatic will maintain this 2-1 hold, and honestly, it's probably one more good push of Epsilon before they will have dropped this first half on the second map in this best of 3. Remember, it is a best of 3, and the first map did go over to Epsilon. And Epsilon obviously one map away from securing themselves that first place and basically a spot into, or even though they already had it, into the group stages. And so these teams are really playing for right now. Not to mention the money that they do get. It's 500 euros for first place, 300 for second. And not to mention the satisfaction of being a long-time rival.
Oh man, it's the bragging rights for these two teams. They dislike each other quite a bit, so they desperately want to win here. But right now, this is definitely favouring Fnatic, and really Epsilon just haven't really shown up that much on this round. And man, there you go. This is going to be a significant ticket win for Fnatic, I feel.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, they're not even dying right now. Just to say that 2 people do die, but they don't even need to spawn in because there's 4 tickets left to go. They will get control of B here as they lose control of C, and they will secure themselves a 93 ticket lead, it looks like, coming into this next half. And that is a lot of tickets. That, whew.
Yeah, that's brutal. Really strong play from Fnatic, and what I would expect in some way on this map. I did expect Epsilon to do a lot better than they did, but only Duke PT really stepping it up, and he didn't do that much. Unfixed recently, though. Man, look at that. 15 for free. He's been doing so well since the LAN finals, and man, really stepping it up.
Yeah, it seems like he, I don't know, was more comfortable on Parasol Storm than he was on Zavod. And I actually think Zavod, or maybe Gomod Railway, is one of Fnatic's weakest maps. Now that I think about it, I'm trying to think about past results on it, but I don't have my my database with me to check. But
yeah, I cannot remember Fnatic actually playing this Gorman in a long, long time, but we'll have to see how they adapt to it. It's being played a lot anyway. Everyone's got to get used to it. It does pop up quite a lot, mainly because teams just don't want to ban it out. They want to use their bans on more dangerous maps, and really, Gorman just slips through the cracks quite a lot.
All right, well, we'll be getting the second half underway here in just a few seconds, but now I have to ask you again, can Epsilon come back from this? Do you think they have what it takes to pull back a 93 ticket discrepancy?
No. I mean, do you want me to be brutally honest? I think if Epsilon can do this, it'll be one of the best comebacks ever. I seriously feel that Epsilon are going to come out and give it a good go. Try and like just wipe Fnatic as quick as possible, but I think they're already talking and thinking about the next map.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that one, and I wonder if Epsilon's even. I mean, obviously they're gonna try, but I feel like they're just gonna, once they lose out enough, like a tri-cap or something, they're just gonna kind of give up on that one and look towards the next map as a victory. But obviously sides will be swapped. Epsilon will be over on the US side, and we'll have Fnatic over on the Chinese. And what do you expect to see as a breakout here between these two teams? Where do you expect people to go?
Same, really, I think. No, there you go. Fnatic going for a one-man push on A. That's pretty standard. And four-man on B. That's pretty much usually what you see. Epsilon, though, very slow push to both flags. And I kind of got a fear that this might bring them up short on both. We'll have to wait and see, though.
Oh, we do have C capped over for Epsilon here. And A going to be capped over for Epsilon as well. So they do have that 2-1 hold, and Poor can win out on this 1v2 trade right here, and she does. That actually could be B kept over here in just a few seconds. Yeah,
Drunk spawned in real close by, and he gets the kill, and that really saves them for what could have been a really awkward position there. They do have the building control. They are spawning in there and waiting, but they don't want to. They got to be worried about being contained in the house here.
Look at people Fnatic spawned in the house. I think that was 3 or 4. And they like immediately got picked off left and right here, but right now you do see Too Easy trying to go for the cap. They can't click him. Let me click him. Okay, he dies before I can even click him. But they will actually get the B flag neutralized, and they will go for the hit onto A here. And it looks like we will have Unfixed secure that one as no one's there to defend against it. And they will have that 2-0 hold at this point. That's a lot of tickets they're able to build up here. Remember, if Epsilon drop below 92 tickets, then that means we will be going to map number 3.
Yeah, and this is pretty dangerous. But Epsilon making a fight of it here, gonna get this B and C flag, but every time they die, they need to get a revive. They need to keep the ticket control as best as possible. And really, Fnatic here, the only thing that could destroy them is maybe just, you know, relaxing too much.
Yeah, right now they cannot afford to do that, but Unfixed getting some respawns in, has Too Easy there as well. They will get control of A here, and Valu gonna be looking for the one man to his left. He's gonna get this kill that could actually be B kept over on top of that. Not sure what a second man there. The first one gets it, and unfortunately won't pick up that second one, but he might be able to do it. Unfortunately, it does not here, and B still not being contested at this point. I feel like Fnatic are kind of just everywhere mentally right now.
Yeah, they just need to wait. They can win this game just on kills alone. They don't really have to focus so much on the bleed because they can just let it come in time. And I think that's kind of what they're doing. They're not really pushing the matter too much. And Epsilon are kind of okay with that, but they must be feeling slightly uneasy, but they know that if they lose any of these 1v1s, it might be game.
That's very true. And you see 103 tickets now, 10 to go before it would be over on the second map. And I feel like, oh sorry, that's Fnatic, never mind. It's about 40 to go on the other side for Epsilon before they will have lost out on the second map. But Fnatic, they're fighting back. They have gotten control of C. They lost control of A though, but they are immediately responding to that push and going straight towards B. So they're going to have a 2-1 back for themselves for well, the first time in a while.
Yeah, and that's all Fnatic need at this point. They get that capture, and that is pretty much it for them. They just gonna let the bleed do the work, and Epsilon, the only way they can win now, in my opinion, is to get multiple clean wipes on Fnatic and get a trip cap, and I don't think Fnatic are gonna let them do it at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either, because the tickets are starting to really slip away right now, down to 119. That only means about 20 more to go before the game will have been over. And Asterix currently 5-2, quite a few kills, but unfortunately just not when he needs them, as Fnatic still maintain B and C, and even Unfix going around to A here. If he caps A, that's it. Like, I really don't see Epsilon ever coming back from that.
No, I really don't think they've got much left in it, really. I think they know it, and I don't know if they're going to even take this particularly serious now, because they know, really, what are they going to be able to do? I think they just know that the next map is coming. It's 1-1. You know, they can still win this. There's nothing to be too worried about.
Yeah, they can, and we will be seeing them obviously on Go Mode Railway, which is... I can't even remember the last time I've ever seen Fnatic play it in competitive play throughout these tournaments, but... B being capped over now for Epsilon. They're still fighting. They're still trying to hold on. But all it takes is about 5 more tickets, 5 more deaths, 5 more anything. And they will have lost out here, as they're still sitting on that 98. But right now, Fnatic getting the respawns in. Unfixed was the last man standing. And how amazing would it be if Epsilon just win, just go on to destroy the Fnatic right now for the next remaining 2-3 minutes and get them down to 0 tickets. That would be probably the biggest comeback I've ever seen.
It was 98 tickets, wasn't it?
I have 93 written down, but I'm going to trust you on 98.
No, you're probably right. I think you're right.
Okay.
So yeah, Epsilon can win, and there they are. They got the wipe and everything, and they are going to go for that A capture. But yeah, at this point in the game, Epsilon are holding spawns already, I feel. Asterix not spawning in. He's probably waiting to find out what the pressure is. Either that, or they're just trying to play this as close as they can. Duke PT taking a long time to even get into the capture zone A, and that's probably going to cost them any remaining chance that they might have had of stealing this map, but I kind of feel that this might be it.
Well, B hasn't been capped over just yet, and we will see actually 2EZ be taken down by the grenade here, so B will be capped over for a set of Epsilon here, and now Valu trying to duck away, trying to hide, as it's currently 96 to 63, and only 4 more tickets to go on the side of Epsilon. They will have dropped below the threshold, but they're still fighting for it. They're still trying anything they possibly can, and just imagine if they did come back from this, that would be easily the greatest comeback I've ever seen. They will lose out in C in the meantime, and they're trying to stay near each other, trying to be able to get these revives in that they're going to need. They're already down to 95. 50 tickets left to go on the Fnatic side, though.
If they can do this, I will be very impressed.
Will you eat your hat?
If I had a hat, I would eat many of them.
Okay, I will buy you a hat.
You'll buy me a hat. I've got one actually from Enox from the LAN panel. I'll eat that one if I can find it. And you know, they're getting the kills, but like I said, every time someone dies, it needs to be revived. And you can see that Drunk's just taking an easy capture, 2EZ getting an easy kill, and now it's looking really bad.
It is, but can Asterix get revived here? It looks like he'll just hold on to his spawn for now instead, as RC going to come around the corner, look for a kill or two, as they do still maintain the hold. 36 tickets to go here, and David, he needs to not die. He needs to not die right now, because they're down to 94 tickets. He's getting naded up here from both sides. He will fall, and now they can't really afford to bring in both those people. They still have them so low. They're down to 29 tickets remaining. If they can just hold on to this, I would let you eat that hat, and I would film it, because right now you see Marsu's going to pick up another kill, and that will lower Fnatic a little bit further here. And as long as, well, Horn unfortunately did get taken down. They're down to 93 tickets. They can't respawn anymore. These last 3 men have to hold on to it. And there they will go. 92 tickets up. And that should be it. That should be Epsilon dropping map number 2. And we should see map number 3 come up here in just a few.
Yeah, doing a great job at the end there, but I kind of feel it was more Fnatic kind of relaxing too much, expecting that they could do this quite easily, and there you go. Epsilon did what they could, though, and did kind of wake up in the second round, but it was the first round, once again, you know, damage was done. It's just an amazing amount of tickets picked up, and it's difficult to recover from that, no matter how well you play.
It was 93, right? Because I'm waiting for them to say, like, good map or something, or switch the...
Well, they're putting GG out, so...
Oh, okay, I can't see chat. Oh, there we go.
They're not moving, so...
Oh, I have it turned off.
Yeah, it's easy to do, and...
When active.
Yeah, definitely probably want to do that sometimes when you're streaming everything, so don't know what these guys are going to say at times. So yeah, next map.
Alright, well, Go Mode Railway is going to be it. I'm honestly not a big fan of that map. I don't know, what's your personal thoughts on it?
Gorman's an interesting one. Obviously, we can see some interesting plays every so often, especially around like the B flag. Seems like to blow up the buildings, blow up the walls, and really just show off what Battlefield Levolution looks like, or mini Levolution, as I'd probably say, because obviously there's no big Levolution events in Domination. But you know what? You do see some dynamic matches on this map, and it all really comes down to how the teams want to approach it. Some teams like to just knock down buildings and have some clear cover, and some teams. Oh no, we're playing Siege of Shanghai, not.
Oh yeah! Wow, I'm stupid. I'm
yeah,
looking
you
at
had
it,
me
I'm
convinced. I just realised on that chat I said Siege. Oh my!
Where did I get Go Mode from?
Might be
Go Mode was the Pyrogen one.
Yeah, well, we never. Oh well, Siege of Shanghai. Let's restart our brains on this map.
Oops.
Don't worry. I'll let you live.
You let me live?
Yeah.
I didn't know you had a say in that.
You'll be surprised what I was saying. No, I sound like some sort of crazed esports hitman.
Well, guys, this is Dogbert's last cast here for the ESL 1 Battlefield series, but hope you've enjoyed him.
This is Jason's last cast completely, as he was still being removed from the surf. Siege of Shanghai, a weird map in a way. Obviously, the first map in Domination completely. This is the beta map that a lot of people would have played when they first played BF4. I and many others played it. But when it first came out, it was broken, to be honest. You would spawn at the B flag and capture it instantly. So one side had possibly the most advantageous spawn in history, with the B and A flag almost instantly in their hands, and the team that spawns as the Chinese would be pretty much left with one flag to two straight away. They fixed that now, and the spawn does happen just below A, but it's still a better start than the seaside spawn for the Chinese. The US will pretty much get B and A straight off the bat, and will be in a stronger position, and you'll see a line of defense going straight down from B, down that road, and out to the river there. And sometimes you can see some absolute disastrously high scores for the other team on this map, as it's very difficult to break this B and A hold if it is put in place correctly.
Do you expect to see a ridiculously high score for one of these teams?
I would not be surprised to see a score over 50 and 70 for one of these teams, because this map can really deliver them.
All right, well, we'll see what happens here. Just waiting on the teams to get in the game, obviously. I'm amazed that my computer's faster than Duke's, now that I think about it, because he has yet to connect.
Yeah, he probably had a crash or his internet gone out. For some reason, he likes to run on Wi-Fi. I have no idea why any human would want to do that playing competitively, but, each to their own. And, yeah, that's Duke PT for you. A lot of people actually thought that the guy was just like an online hero and he wouldn't do very well on LAN, but he did prove himself to be quite a prolific killer no matter where he is, online, offline.
Are you sure they didn't mean Mayak?
No, he's a complete onliner because he can't play at the LAN finals. I mean, forever an online hero. I think he can play in one ESL 1 event, and that will be the one, the final one, because I think his birthday is around September-ish. Not for, it's a bit weird that I know when his birthday is. Or
that
anything,
is a little weird.
Yeah, I asked.
He's almost legal.
Wow.
That's it. That's what you're doing, right? No.
Legally allowed to play in the final.
Exactly.
Yeah,
what do you think of that?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Don't worry. But yeah, I mean that's why I was very hesitant. That's why I didn't like the fact that Epsilon played him in a lot of the games, because I feel you should play with the same team you're always going to play with.
Well, the worst part to me was that they used him in groups, but after they lost the first map.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Well, let's bring him in so we can secure a spot.
Yeah, it really didn't help. They bring him in whenever they also seem to be losing games as well. The curse of Mayak kind of keeps following Epsilon, even though they're not playing with him anymore. Or
He's
at least
still on the roster, though.
games. He's still on the roster. I think he's studying right now.
I think he called out perfectly, though. It's like, keep him on the roster so no one else can use him.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel it is, but I'm sure I'll get an angry message from the Epsilon guy saying, this is not the case, Dogbert. In fact, he is just studying right now. We want our more active players being used. Maybe the final bit of criticism I've been throwing at them for a long finally stuck in their brain, but obviously I doubt I have that much impact in how they do anything. So yeah, still waiting on Duke BT to get his wireless up and running.
Yeah, I actually wish I could talk to the admins about that, because I don't like long delays, and we've already had a major delay today, and I don't see any of the teams say anything about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I better put a message in and see what they say.
H? What? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, bros.
Do you see my message? I don't see. Okay, I don't see it.
Is there?
Okay, it's under my alpha thing, so I can't notice it.
Yeah, he's incoming apparently. Just like you said, the loss for Fnatic was incoming on Twitter. You are a bit of a Twitter troll when it comes to. You said to
yeah.
Drunks.
Well, because Drunks, you know.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he is pretty bad at the moment. Not really as good as he used to be, is he really?
He naded himself last week, and...
Yeah. Just not very impressive these days. He can't help it. I'm sure, you know, he'll learn. I'm sure, you know. Go back to basics.
I'm keeping an eye on chat to see if he's messaging. But he hasn't yet.
No, he'll learn how to throw a hand grenade at the enemy instead of himself. I'm sure that is a natural progression in his play style.
I think that's on his list of things to do.
Yeah, along with not nading myself on cam.
Well, that one he can't really control.
No, he can't. Can't control his grenades either, it seems.
Also,
there we
stop
go.
wearing the scarf to take Ocelot's thing.
Yeah, he totally just... I think what he did, right, is he was just like, you know what? I want to be a real famous esports personality, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal bits of other people's personalities and merge it into a super persona, and that's what you got with Drunks.
What other personalities has he merged off of?
That's a good point. He's French. I guess that kind of counts. I mean,
what personality?
The French one.
To who?
I'm going to say GSP simply because he's the only French person I know. He's not really French, he's Canadian, but he's French-Canadian, so it's close enough in my opinion. But yeah, I think I could talk about this for quite a while, but I think you should rescue me.
No, I'm enjoying it because we're, you know, having delays.
Oh, I think we're going live now, actually, finally.
Yeah, I'll tell them to hold off because I want to know more about this. Like, no, guys, we need a break. We need to figure out the rest of this.
We need to find out who Drunks' persona has been copied off. Maybe it's pro wrestlers. That could be another one.
That's wrong. There it is. Okay. I'm sorry, I was looking at the overlay and I was trying to get it right, and I can't really read it because the screen's really tiny. But anyway, Siege of Shanghai, you mentioned before that B flag teams used to be able to spawn onto it. Fortunately, that has been fixed here. On the side of Epsilon, we have Asterix, David 2K, Marsu, Horig, and Duke. On the side of Fnatic, we have Drugs, Mort, Too Easy, Unfixed, and Valu here. And obviously, this is going to be an interesting game. Like you said before, you've seen a lot of... this map has a lot of potential for very one-sided games.
Yeah, the breaks on the left side of the map is usually where it's very crucial, and there's an important kill. Balutaja going down, so Marsu also getting the kill here, breaking open the middle of the map here. Too Easy's the only one left, and he eventually gets taken down, and there the revives, and Fnatic almost going to get full out here, and there you go. They are dead across the board. The only people in are the people who have respawned in afterwards, and they're going to lose this A and B, and this is where it gets dangerous, because if they don't capture C quickly, this full dom is going to eat away at this tickets.
Well, looks like they will be able to get C here in just a few seconds, and they're heading towards A here as Marsu, the only man to defend against it, at least at the moment. We'll throw a couple of nades out just to hope to hit someone, but he does have the respawns. Duke and Asterix work around the backside, and they will pick up the kills here. I would imagine Mort will be going down as well, and they will maintain this 2-1 hold, and they have basically a line around the map kind of put up of, you know, saying Fnatic are not going to pass this area, and they're picking up quite a few kills here as we finally see Fnatic start to finally trade some back on their side.
Yeah, solid play, getting the flags in positions they need. They just need to be careful here that they don't let anyone slip through, and Drunks has already got through here, capturing that flag and forcing respawns all over B. And while this is going on, a 1v1 is going to occur between Balutaja and Marsu, but B flag's the most important one right now.
And Drunks fortunately did get taken down. He will be capped over. for the side of Epsilon. So they'll maintain it, and C also being captured here. So we're seeing potentially a tri-cap come out as Valu rushes straight towards the A flag as fast as he possibly can. But look at that, they get wiped out around B here, and Asterix needs to hold on to this. He needs to stay alive here and get those respawns in.
Yeah, that push from Valutaja though on A is really what solidified that hold there. Getting, don't know if he got the kill or just pushed through and got the flag. Either way, really the position that Epsilon need, and now, Fnatic need, and now Epsilon less focus on B and more focus on A, but Valutaja is there and he's shutting them down hard.
Yeah, he is, and we're seeing Dave actually come off from the side, gets taken down by Mort though. And we're finally starting to see Fnatic pick up some kills, finally start to come together as a team, which they've been struggling with throughout, I'll say, all their matches today. They did not look good against Pyrogen, as I mentioned before. I hope you guys actually tuned into that one and saw. But Asterix picking up nice 2 kills right there. Does open up B to be captured, and they are going to have a tri-cap for just a split few seconds as Valu instantly starts capping over to C. And it seems like that's what we keep seeing, just instant tri-caps over and over and over. And no one really building up a huge lead here, as we only have 24 tickets in favor of Epsilon currently.
Yeah, Unfixed spawning on too easy in the middle of the map, got took out by Marsu. Marsu's doing a great job in this game so far. Not getting loads of kills, but getting important ones. And right now you can see he's already making a march out towards Morty, so they know that that push around A is coming. And maybe this is Fnatic's time for a bait and switch and hit that B flag, but not if cute PT's there. And there you go, there's their chance now for a B push, and Epsilon need to be careful.
And we're seeing Morton actually, Asterix go head-to-head here over towards the southwest side of the map. And Asterix will be able to hold on to that push for quite a long time. And again, they have this flat cap. They have some really good rotates here as we're having David pick up quite a few kills. Only 4 and 3 at this point. Asterix 8 and 2 and 9 and 5 for, I believe it is, Duke. And Asterix will shut down the push on the left side. So look at that. They lose 2 in middle, though, onto that B flag. And Horik all by himself here trying to hold on to this push. If he can get this man to his right, he might actually be able to fight this one here as he's dodging the damage from the nades. They don't know he's there, just he spots him out, gets the kill, but the rest of his team gets wiped out over towards the A flag there, or towards the B flag, and he's all by himself trying to hold on to this. Fnatic finally able to take a 2-1 hold here, but they are also falling extremely quickly. We might see C kept over as Duke at least going to get over there and become a nuisance.
Yeah, Epsilon are starting to push a lead here, and this is getting quite dangerous for Fnatic. They can't let this go into the next round, and especially considering Epsilon playing on the harder round here. And over at C, they're getting the capture, but they have no control over this map at all. As Epsilon are all over this flag, and there's only one guy left remaining at that C flag, and that's Unfixed. I expect Morton to get some spawns on him, but look at that spawn for Fnatic. That's what they need. 2 guys at A, and it's only Asterix that can do anything, but he gets picked off because he didn't even know they were there. This is the chance for Fnatic to get back in this game.
Yeah, it is, and hey, we'll be capped over, but we will see Fnatic lose out on C, but then again, Epsilon will lose out on B here. So we're going to have a swap up positions, and we've seen Fnatic struggling so far, but this is the real time to figure out what these teams are made of. Can Epsilon penetrate the defenses of Fnatic quicker than Fnatic did against Epsilon? And looks like they will have the response finally come in. They're going to go in S5. They're going to send David over towards the east side of the map, work through the streets, and they're going to have Horik come in through middle, even looking to pick up a kill here or two as Duke, there's a guy like right behind you if you just turn around to your left. Okay, well, he'll just die either way. Well, I'll pick up one before he does. And we'll just have a nice 1-for-1 trade there. But A, Asterix finally going to push around as well as Horik, so they're going to lose control of A here. But Fnatic, I wonder how they're going to respond to this. If they're actually just going to go for a hit on a C or try to protect A.
They'll probably try and protect A. They'll probably put a feeler out to see if they can get a pick, they get the flag. That's pretty much how it works. But Epsilon throwing a lot into this A capture, and they need it, and they need it soon because C is getting burned right now.
And we'll see Valu get the kill, and we'll get control C here, but they're instantly losing A and B, and it seems like to be the most preferred choices. We do see Horik actually sees them spawn in over in that corner, but won't take any of them down as I believe that was Duke comes on the corner, picks up the 2 kills, gets the revive. Coming up huge for his team, and they will be able to maintain control B here for a little bit longer. Even Dave, if he can pick up this kill, they will hold on. And he does see the man off to, so he sees the 2 respawns in as well. He needs help. He's going to come around the corner, picks up 1, picks up number 2, and looking for the 3rd one, but he will get taken down. But it doesn't matter. The nades rain in, and they get the kills, and they stop that huge push coming in. Now it's Astrix's turn to do this, as he's going to get taken out immediately. In the meantime, we're seeing Horik go for a cap on a C, so we're going to have B and C taken here. And that, well, that might have just secured them a nice about 50 ticket lead here.
Yeah, definitely. Spawns for Fnatic all across the board. 1 right in the middle, 1 far atop here. So they have a chance here of really throwing Epsilon out of sync, really. And it's a 1-on-1. And David 2K getting the 2 kills on Morty and Balutage and holding this B flag where it looked like Fnatic might have squeezed it out. And there you go, that's a full wipe. Fnatic are dead once again. And man, Epsilon are just looking so much better on this map right now.
Yes, they are. And we're going to see, actually, unfortunately, Marcy get taken down, but I believe that's Duke off to his side. Eventually, he does fall after picking up 1 or 2 kills. But they're going to control BNC. They're going to hold on to this, and they're going to have time to get these respawns in before Fnatic even has a chance to react to this and push onto this A flag. As Nash is getting naded up to hell here. And something that we did see in the finals, you can actually break those statues, or at least the higher up ones, if you hit them with a high-powered sniper rifle. I remember that was good moments. And Unfix is going to be swinging around towards the backside of A.
Of all the things I can remember from the final, I do remember that as well. Important kill from Asterix over on Unfix there, stopping down that pressure on A, but look at this squad bomb from Fnatic. They have 11 tickets remaining. They need to get this capture of B quick, and look at that. Epsilon, knowing the danger, spawning in to harass B and also push C, and this all comes down to 2 easy and more. They need to stay alive.
And they do, and Horik was able to get the capture back over for himself. BNC still hold on to Marsu, needs to stay alive. He will get taken down, but immediately with Duke getting the respawn in, as well as Asterix, they're going to be able to maintain control of B here, I would imagine. There's only 3 tickets remaining on the side of Fnatic. They can't really spawn in anymore, and B will be maintained. Epsilon going to go in with a 74 ticket lead here into the second half.
Yeah, keeping the bleed, not going for the kills, just making sure that flag could not be capped over quicker, and that is a significant lead.
That's the biggest lead we've seen in this best of 3 so far.
I think someone, when you were talking to them just before the cast went up, said something like 50 or 70 tickets. So, yeah, I'm really good at predicting scores. Just putting that out there.
Wait,
I was 4 tickets away.
Wait, what?
When you were asking for a ticket prediction,
yeah.
And I said between 60 and 70. Sorry, between 50 and 70.
Of this map?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Aww.
You could say you're 4 tickets away, but you could also say you're 24 tickets away at the same time.
Between.
I'm just saying. Because you're taking the high end of it, so I'll take the low end of it.
Yeah, well, okay. But it's still better than saying it was going to be a real close game on this half.
It could be, though, because Asterix, he finished off, I think, 21-6 in that one, but I was like you said, it can be a very one-sided map, and we could see the same thing go for Fnatic here. We could see them, potentially hold on with like 75 tickets and pull out the victory. But it's all going to come down to this last half, and obviously, I want to say that Epsilon had the stronger side in the beginning, but that's going to change now.
Yeah, definitely, and this will be Epsilon's side to win. Definitely, they should not lose with an A and B hold off a bat. But if they get wiped at B early on, or if that pressure at A works and Fnatic break through, then the map goes into a kind of helter-skelter of everyone just kind of running around and going for whatever they can. You can hold C generally with just one guy on that upper balcony bit and just harass a lot. And B, kind of the same, but you need more people in the center of the map. Really just know where that pressure's coming. So we'll have to see how they break down, but I expect this B fight and the statue battle to be the 2 most important ones.
The statue battle. I remember we were doing the finals, and someone shot the statue. It was destroyed, but then we looked back a couple seconds later, and it was there again. We were all kinds of confused in that one.
Yeah, I'm still confused about that. I think, yeah.
Right,
Either way.
Well, ladies and gentlemen that are watching at home and maybe on the TV, if you're cool and have it connected up that way, this is the final half of the entire night of cut number 2 here. It's Fnatic, obviously, versus Epsilon, currently tied 1-1, with Epsilon taking home a giant lead of 74 tickets in the first half of this map. And we're going to see, can Fnatic pull it back here? And right now, with 0 kills on the board for them, it's not looking good.
No, they're getting absolutely trashed right now. They just lost out at A. David 2K getting the kill there. A good spawn at the statue for them, but Balutage goes down as well. That's like the second wipe that Fnatic suffered in the space of a minute. Now, make that almost free here. If this continues, I can't see how they're going to recover. David's sitting at A. The last guy who could really do anything on this flag and frustrate him. This is brilliant stuff.
Can we see a perfect game? No. No, I don't think we can. We?
Oh, we could, but Epsilon would have to stop spawning in at this point.
Oh, there it goes, 148. But either way, a very strong start coming from Epsilon right now. They will be able to hold on to B. I would imagine here's Unfix trying to cap it, but he's in between a rock and a hard place right now. And we'll get naded up here. We'll just heal. We'll get the guy around the corner, but we'll be taken down. That will be Epsilon maintain control of B and C at the same time. It's just Horik seems to be always in the right place. He's always capping C or capping A or capping B. He's always countering to where Fnatic are.
Yeah, and finally Fnatic able to get some control on this map. And to be honest, at no point should you be seeing a team the caliber of Fnatic getting wiped out that many times in a row. Epsilon doing a great job there, imposing their will onto Fnatic, but finally Fnatic's starting to get some kills on the board here, and more importantly, getting the flags and the bleed.
Yeah, definitely. Considering they've had 0 kills in the first, at too long of a time at the beginning of the game, they're starting to look a lot better. But look at that, David around the backside of A. He's going to win out this 1v1, I would imagine. And he does get Drunks killed in the hedges, and they will cap over A. They will cap over B at the same time as well. They're getting a tri-cap here, and look at these spawns coming in for Fnatic. If David can win this 1v1 yet again, or if he even knows the guy is there, he does actually notice it because he gets some respawns from his team. They are going to hold on to this for quite a while, and Duke is going to see that man pushing C right now.
Yeah, Epsilon doing a great job here, really hurting Fnatic, doing to them what they do to a lot of teams. And Marsu, man, is just so good at the moment. Got 2 kills there right in the mid, keeping the last guy down, and there you go, Unfix goes down as well, and that's pretty much another wipe on Fnatic. And you know what, Epsilon are just getting up ahead of steam right now.
Yeah, they are. And sorry about the scoreboard, guys. I can't really see what it is on the screen, but I eventually saw it in chat, and I actually switched it back around here. But like you're saying, yeah, Epsilon are just, they're fighting like there's no tomorrow, and they are doing it so damn well, and they're looking so much better than they did last week, where they just got completely shut out. And apparently Drunks just got killed in a way that he was not appreciative of. But they still maintain B, they still maintain A here. And with 83 tickets left, you only need a couple more before Fnatic had lost out on this.
Yeah, doing a great job right now, and I kind of feel that the battle's over, and Fnatic already
leaving.
putting the GGs out, and you know, there you go. Yeah, Epsilon doing a great job in this map.
That was that second half was a lot more one-sided than I expected it to be. I'll say that.
You get wiped that much, what can you do?
That is true.
Yeah, I mean, Epsilon really just put the boot to them, and man, that was brutal to watch. I'm sure any Fnatic fans out there are probably not feeling
confused.
too good right now. Very.
Well, congratulations yet again to Epsilon. I mean, they really showed their true colors today and yesterday. I was really surprised and pleasantly surprised on how they did. And they take home the 500 euros. They take home the 100 points, and as well as Fnatic, they almost certainly have secured themselves a spot in the top 4. I'm not going to say guaranteed, but with 175 points each, there's pretty much no real falling out of that top 4. But that's going to pretty much do it for us tonight, guys. And thank you again, Dogbert, for joining me. I really appreciate it. You always make the cast fun and entertaining.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, I thought you were going to say like butt or something like that, and I was going to say something else. But yeah, it's always enjoyable, and I really appreciate it. And I know if Lauren will be, Pansy will be doing the shows next week, so maybe she'll be ending up doing that with you as well. I saw the people in the chat actually wondering where she was, and a little bit sad she wasn't here casting, but you're stuck with me. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe we can trade Dogbert out one time. Nah. Dogbert is more handsome than I am. But make sure to follow us on Twitter. I'm at Jay Kaplan. Also, you can follow Dogbert at Dignitas Dogbert. I'm sure he'll put his thing up in the chat for you guys, or you can just type !casters. Also, make sure to follow Battlefield on all social media. You can see down on the bottom of your screen. Make sure to follow the Twitch channel as well, because whenever we do any Battlefield action, it is going to go up on this channel. You'll get an email, and you can check it out, obviously. Next Cup will be coming up next week on Tuesday, I believe, starting it. At the same time, 7 p.m. Central, which is 1900 CEST. And it'll be cut number 3, so only 2 more to go before we hit the groups. And a lot of these teams need to step up here. And you mentioned before, you talked about Dignitas, coming together as a new team, obviously having some replacements. We've seen Fuse come out of nowhere. We've seen a lot of good teams starting to step up here. And I want to see what teams are going to get in through the groups, because remember, last season, Pyrogen, they didn't get past the round of 16. But then they came out as number 1 in their groups.
Yeah, well, there's a few teams I'm looking at which I think will probably get there and might even put a few surprises, and that's Execo, the Polish team.
Okay, yeah.
They came short in the last time they played in the groups, but I got a feeling they're going to do really, really well moving forward.
Well, you guys can always check that out at battlefield.esl-1.com. If you have any questions, you can always check it out over there. You can also participate in the wow, that's the last time I've done a Go For show. The Go For Battlefield 4 shows on the weekends, as well as in the A series. If you guys want to, take your chances at it, or maybe even at Versus if you feel like you are good enough. But once again, that's gonna do it for us tonight. Thank you again, Dobert, for joining me, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week.